Hello everybody, welcome back to the Real Estate Agent Advantage. My name is Lorne Cooper. I am here with Ron McIntosh, and today we're going to talk about something that's pretty interesting, could be controversial to some.
Yeah.
Should you hire a real estate coach? Well, listen, there are never any universal answers for everybody, but we're going to dig a little bit deeper into this because Ron and I both have experience being coached and coaching. So let's talk about that. What are your thoughts off the bat?
I think it's a great idea. Some people think it's not, or if it's in the budget, I definitely would do it. All the top athletes, all the top performers in any industry, they all have a coach. They all have somebody keeping them accountable that can just watch what you're doing and tweak it if you need any help, and just give you a 10,000 foot view of what you're doing. So if you can afford a coach, I recommend getting a coach.
Okay, so I think it really depends on where you are in your business. So if you're just starting out, brand new real estate agent, do you have some sort of mentorship program in your brokerage? Do you have somebody that you can count on, rely on? If so, great. Use that as much as possible. If not, reach out. I mean, today's day and age, you've got so many free videos on YouTube that are great. Some of them are crap. Hopefully this isn't one of the crappy ones. but there's a lot of great information out there. So I say, generally speaking, when you're just getting started, you don't have access to the funds to dump into it because it is quite expensive. I say go for free coaching programs that are proven or try to emulate the success of others. Okay. But it has to be true to you, right? So that's number one. Number two, I would say it's more beneficial to have a coach once you've been in business for a certain length of time, and you got to make sure that you track and measure everything. Now I'm talking about before going into coaching. It's almost like, going into a personal trainer and they'll ask you, well, what have you been eating? What's your current lifestyle? They might ask you, well, track everything for a week, what you've been eating. Same thing. Track and measure everything in this business before you get into coaching if you're thinking about it or not, because it benefits you either way. Measure how many calls it takes to get a lead if you're doing calls or whatever it is, every part of your business, record it. And that way you can always improve. Because, what do they say? What's recorded is you can improve or whatever the saying is, right? That's why people, when they're working out, they write down their routines.
Exactly.
So track and measure everything, number one, because your coach is going to need that. Also, go into coaching with a specific goal in mind. Don't just be like, okay, make me successful. All right, well.
What does that mean?
Exactly. What does that mean for you? What does that mean for them? So have specific goals in mind, not just for yourself in terms of, I want to make this much money, but more specifically, if you're going into coaching, different coaches have different specialties, right? So there are coaches that specialize on building teams. There are coaches that specialize on, geographic farming or online lead conversion or whatever the case may be. Make sure that you have specific goals in mind, and then you'll be able to choose the right coach for you.
Yes. And the other thing with that is they all do work.
You
just got to do it. You got to follow through. You got to follow the system. They all work, but like Lauren said, find the one that suits your personality or your skill set and focus on that. But they all do work, but you got to do the work.
Yeah. And here's the other thing. I mean, there are big brand name coaching companies out there, and then there are smaller coaches as well that are maybe more regional to your market. And there's a benefit to that because if they know, for example, someone's big on expired leads and converting expireds. Well, there are no expireds in my market. I'm not allowed to work expired, so that doesn't work for me. Okay? So really do your research. Make sure that you know what you're getting into. Also know that these coaches, while they've got some great information like Buffini, Tom Ferry, Mike Ferry, whoever, it doesn't matter, Joe Stumpf, like all different styles and approaches, you're not getting them. And if you want them, the only ones that have them, they've got like a handful of clients that pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars per session. So you're getting, I'll call it one of their minions. Sometimes they're in real estate or they've been in real estate. Sometimes they're not. What's your opinion on coaches that have not sold real estate versus some that have?
It can be controversial. Like if you're a
that's
golfer,
the most controversial.
If you're a golfer, the guy that's coaching you and teaching you your swing mechanics may not have ever been a professional golfer, but he understands what it takes to have a perfect swing. So I think the same thing in real estate. There are coaches that were top producers, and there are coaches that didn't really do well, but they understand the systems and the processes that to guide you. So it's whatever fits you. But like Lauren said, make sure you do your homework and don't just look on reviews online. Actually speak to people that have used them
Yes.
and get their feedback. Just as long as you do your due diligence, and work with a coach that will fit your skill set, I think you'll be all right.
The other thing to do to sort of test the waters is go to some of these events. You know, a lot of them hold events, and the purpose of these events sort of looks like it's coaching, but really it's attracting new clients for them.
And upsell you.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's fine. But you can go there, and that way you can actually get face to face with a lot of people that are using the coaching systems, ask them how specifically it's impacted their business, and would it be worthwhile in given your situation. So that's pretty much it on the generalities of coaching. The controversial part where we're talking about people that have been in or not been in the business. I mean, my personal thoughts are, like, look at Tom Ferry. I don't think he's ever sold a house in his life, but obviously he has the insight into so many people's businesses and the experience from years and years and years. The guy's obviously a great salesperson, a great marketer, right?
Yep.
So, and I did just, take coaching from the Tom Ferry system at one point, as well as many others. So I've got a broad range of experience from that.
Yep.
If you're curious about what my experience was, you can reach out to me anytime. But I'm curious what your thoughts are. Leave it in the comment section down below if you have any questions, if you have any comments. That would be great. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next video.
Have a great day.